Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we're going to be taking a look at one of Rockstar's most extreme articles of clothing and armor that they've added into the game, the Ballistic Juggernaut suit. How to unlock it, how it works, some pretty cool features, details of it, and so much more. And at the end, we're also going to be taking a look at all the brand new clothing, accessories, masks, and more that have been added for our characters. So let's start with what you'll see on day one. If you just started your gun running stuff, you're going to see a locked screen on the Warstock Cash and Carry site where this ballistic equipment or armor will be. Now, in order to fully be able to buy this, you need to have it researched inside of your bunker. So even though the cost of this armor is only $500,000, the fact that you have to buy a bunker, you have to invest time in researching and other things, this is actually a really expensive piece of clothing, like a multi-million-dollar article of clothing when it's all said and done. And then on top of that, you have to spend $500,000 just to end up unlocking it, which is pretty expensive also. However, once you've done the research, you will be able to go onto the Warstock Cash and Carry site. You will be able to purchase the ballistic armor. And like I said, it's $500,000, a little bit more expensive than I thought it would have been, but I still think it's pretty cool to have added into the game. Now, the description for the ballistic equipment is we all have days where we're feeling fragile and in need of some support. Well, no matter where you are and no matter how bad your situation is, you can pay Pegasus to deliver this head-to-toe military-grade body armor with accompanying minigun, and we guarantee your problems are about to get a lot smaller and a lot more open to negotiation. So that's pretty much the description right there, and how you call it in is pretty interesting too. You actually have to use the interaction menu, and you need to go to inventory and then all the way to the bottom where you select like ballistic services. So it's a pretty interesting tab. It gets its own little thing, and then you need to request ballistic equipment, which is going to cost you another $5,000. Rockstar is really just tacking on the prices here when it comes to how they allow you to get this in. And then it is delivered via plane. There's going to be a Cuban 800 that flies overhead, and it ends up dropping off your package. Now, I'm not sure if that plane can be shot down. Honestly, it went by so quickly, unless someone was like anticipating you having the armor dropped. I don't think it's something that can be destroyed. It's dropped in a package very similarly to what we see in like adversary modes, and boom, you will be equipped with a Juggernaut suit and a minigun. And the Juggernaut suit actually has the like lights on the outside, so I think it can actually use the glowing interaction feature. So if you want it to be like on or off or popping or kind of glowing, that's really cool. Typically we've only seen that on like the Deadline outfits, that you can use that illumination feature, but that's actually a pretty cool feature of the armor that you can use too. And if you want to remove it, it is actually instantaneously. So to get it, it takes about 15 to 20 seconds for that whole process to occur, but to remove it, it is instantly. And it comes with a minigun. You cannot remove the minigun, and this thing is pretty beefy. I'm not gonna lie, you can take a lot of damage in here. Big thanks to both my friends Urban and Frost for helping me record this video. I'll leave links to both their channels in the description. They were very generous enough to help out with this video. And this is one of the more interesting things that Rockstar, in my opinion, has added into the game. I thought that the Juggernaut suit was going to be a part of an adversary mode or a part of a secret mission or the mobile operation stuff. I thought there was no way that they would end up including this in the update to use in free mode. Now, what's also pretty interesting is that this is the exact same Juggernaut suit from the Juggernaut adversary mode, which is pretty cool. So if you wanted to play that before like getting your hands on with this, it would pretty much give you the exact same experience. You run the exact same speed, you have the exact same weapon, and I actually don't believe that this is that overpowered. Now, the reason I say that is for two big reasons. Number one, in this suit, you are incredibly slow. I mean, very, very slow. So if you find someone that's griefing in this or is killing over and over again, all you literally have to do is like walk down the street or get in a car and drive like a couple feet away. This guy is not catching you. You are incredibly slow. The Juggernaut really only does damage in the immediate vicinity that they are in, so you don't have to worry about them having extended range with something like a Buzzard or a Hydra. It's not going to be that serious, and obviously it's only a minigun, which will still shred you at close range, but it still doesn't have that like instant explosive capacity to it. But also, number two, the fact that it has to be delivered to you really cuts down on its overpowered. So this isn't something that can be like instantly called in. You don't just like snap your fingers and you have a Juggernaut suit. You got to open the interaction menu. You got to call the plane. You have to wait for it to be delivered, wait for the box to hit the ground. And in all that time, a lot of things can happen. So that's why I believe that this is not going to be overpowered. I personally believe that this is a gimmick more than anything. I think the fact that you're trading power for speed is going to be a real drawback for a lot of players, because once they realize that they can only do so much damage in their vicinity, and the fact that they're going to attract cops with what they're doing and they won't be able to outrun the cops, that's another thing too. So that right there is the Juggernaut suit. I do believe that this is a ton of fun. However, where I do see this Juggernaut suit shining is during some of the missions that you can do. The gunrunning missions, the supply runs and stuff like that. If you wanted to be like a walking tank that made sure the mission was going to get completed, which I think this is what Rockstar ultimately added it for, this is a great way in which you can ensure success for either you or your team. So I think that tactically and situationally, this is a very powerful tool. But as far as griefing goes, and as far as just causing mass destruction, I think you'll find that it's a little bit more difficult to use than you would typically imagine. So that right there is the Juggernaut suit, and I wanted to include it in this video because technically it is an article of clothing, whether you call it armor or a suit or whatever the case is. But what we're going to be doing next is we're going to be checking out all the outfits, accessories, masks, hats, t-shirts, clothing, and more for the male and female characters. Now, because this wouldn't make a whole lot of sense for me to talk over the entire thing, as Rockstar said, there's over 750 new articles of clothing for these characters. I mean, it's absolutely insane. There's new cargo pants, there's new shorts, overalls. They added on to things like the biker cuts from Import Export and the Bikers DLC, new sports jackets. I mean, Rockstar really did a lot in terms of expanding the clothing here, which is great. We got a fresh new look in terms of updated stuff. So I am actually going to let this play out because we're going to be looking at the outfits for both the male and the female here. So I'm actually just going to let this play out so you guys can enjoy it and watch over the outfits, because number one, I don't think it would make sense for me in trying to describe every outfit, but also number two, it'll make it easier if you want to pause on something you think looks cool. You can find out what it is, what category it's in without me talking over. So that's where I'm going to leave you guys today. Once again, big thanks to my friend Frost and Urban for helping out with this. They were tremendous helps, and I will leave both their links in the description. This is their footage after all. Let me know what you think of the Juggernaut suit though in the comment section down below. I'm pretty curious to hear from you guys down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.